This video is going to take you through how to use our library resources for some initial research. We've been brainstorming possible topics. You don't necessarily have a firm decision yet on what topic you're going to research, but actually looking around some of these library resources can help you in making that choice. So to start from our Napa Valley College homepage, go up to the top and click on Library. Our library is called the MacArthur Library, so you want to find that among all of these other resources that the library has for you, like learning services and media services. So click on McCarthy Library. And there's a number of ways you can retrieve information and a number of types of information that you can retrieve. If you're looking for books, then this first link is for that purpose. It's a quick search for books and media, and at some point in your research you may actually want to look at books to see if you can find an introduction or a chapter that might be useful in your project. For our project, you don't want to read full-length books. You won't have time. Our goal is to get a sense of the conversation about your topic, and so you don't need to read a full-length book in order to do that. But again, this link is here for you should you want to see if there's a short selection from a book that would work. So this link will take you to any materials that we have in the McCarthy Library, and the link right below it will also help you expand your search to the other libraries that are in our system. Napa Valley College's library is part of a consortium of other libraries, Solano being one of them. The downtown Napa Library, that's for the public, is also in our consortium, and so we share materials with each other. So anyone can make a request from any library branch and have that sent over via mail. So if you see a book but we don't have it and you don't want to go to another location, you can make a request for that as well. But for our research project, you are mainly going to be looking at shorter pieces of information. And so finding articles and databases is the best way for you to do that. So that link is right here on the left, Find Articles and Databases. You click on it. And as you scroll down, you'll see a number of databases. Do note at the top here, there's some information for you on help with accessing databases off campus. The library phone number is listed for you. The email is listed for you for the library. So if you need a user ID or password for any database, if you send them an email, they'll immediately email you right back with whatever it is that you need. It's generally an email for everyone that lists all of the possible user IDs and passwords for the databases that we use. So as you scroll down, you'll see databases by subject, and we're most interested in what's listed under general. Every person in this class is probably going to choose a different topic, or you might choose related topics, but you'll have different focuses. And so you really are looking in general most likely, and if you're not set for sure on your topic, then this is a good place to help you potentially figure out a topic. So there's a number of databases listed here. This video lecture is going to focus on EBSCO, Academic Search Complete, but there are others, so do note some of the other databases that might be useful to you. Academic Search Complete has articles from multiple disciplines and a great variety of articles, some written for the general public, some written for scholars. And that actually is a big difference between some of these. Academic Search Complete listed at the top is the most comprehensive. It does include many scholarly journals, and if you know you want to target your search to articles that are written more for the general public that show up in magazines like Time Magazine or Newsweek, then you might want to look in a sort of abbreviated version of Academic Search Complete called Master File Complete. And basically what it does is it cuts out some of the scholarly journals that tend to be long and full of jargon. And for your research project for this class, you don't need articles that are long and full of jargon either. But I do want to show you how to use this database, because how you use this database is how you use the other EBSCO databases. And once you use one, then you'll know how to use the rest. So we're going to look in Academic Search Complete. And so when you click on the link, you're taken to this page when you are at home. If you are using the library on campus, then you actually will go straight into EBSCO because the library already has the passcodes entered in. But if you're from home, and I know you're going to be doing a lot of searching from home, then you're going to be asked to enter in the user ID, which is NBC Library, and the password, which is books, BOOKS. And again, if you send that email to the library, they'll send you this information in case you forget or you stumble across any problem. And then you click to log in, and it will take you finally into EBSCO. So this is just a brief login page to make sure that you have the access to use this resource. And this resource actually costs a lot of money, but because you're using it as an affiliate of Napa Valley College and Napa Valley College pays for it for you, you don't have to pay anything to use it. So that's why there's a login here. So click login. And so from here, it's a good idea to take a look at your cluster from last week and think of some possible search terms you might use. So for example, my general topic might be the technology, and I think I was looking at psychological effects, so psychology. I could also, if I already am thinking of other ways to narrow, I might look at particularly type in ADD, or I might look at depression. So you can try different searches. Don't just try one search, but try entering different things to really help you look at all that's out there, because this is a machine and it's going to be limited basically to what you tell it to do. So I'm going to search here, and I'm actually going to look for video games just because I want to narrow my search for a particular type of technology. And in fact, I could probably get rid of this and just do a search that way. So I want to type in my search terms, and then it's also a really good idea to click this full text box, because otherwise it's going to pull up things you can't actually access, and that's going to frustrate you. So if you limit your search to full text, then it will only pull things that you can see. You also can, though you don't have to initially, but you also can try narrowing down your publication type to maybe you want to look at a particular newspaper, like what the New York Times has to say about it. Maybe you want to look at magazines specifically and what's out there about that. If you know of a good magazine too, you might try typing in the name of the publication, like Psychology Today's probably got some good stuff. So you can limit your search this way, or you can also not. I think I am going to limit to periodicals and see what comes up. So I've got a number of things here, and as I look at titles, I can also look at what's in italics, which is the journal title. So I want to see if the Journal of Broadcasting and Electronic Media is something that I think would be a good source for this. I'm also going to look at page numbers. This is 18 pages. That's a little bit longer than I would prefer, so I'm going to kind of scroll down and see what else is here for me. Aggressive behavior, that looks interesting. 7 pages, that looks a little bit more manageable. So when you click on this, you are just clicking on someone's summary of the article, or at least sort of the main ideas of the article. So you can read that here, and that can give you a sense of whether what's in the text is something that's interesting to you. What I also want you to do is notice these subject terms. So these are terms that are attached to this article, and you might want to write some of these down because it can give you some more search terms to use. Like, I never thought that I should put aggression in my search. So maybe the next time I search, when I feel like I need a little bit more material, I might type in aggression as one of my search terms and video games and see what comes up. So noticing these, I'm actually going to ask you at some point for your kind of list of subject terms. So this looks pretty good. From my abstract, I can actually access the PDF. Let me move it so you can see it. So here it is, and now I can open my text up and take a look at it. It might not be a PDF, it might be an HTML, but either way I can see what I have here, and I can kind of scroll down and take a look at it. I'm noticing lots of references to research. This might be a little too technical for me. I might not like it, but here I can see and make some of those determinations. This source is also nice because it looks like it pulls up other things that were in that particular issue, and maybe they're all related, because sometimes there's different themes and stuff, but it doesn't look like in this case that's what happened. So I don't really like this source, so I'm going to go back and do some more searching. And kind of go back to my first search and see what else, and sort of keep looking. Aggressive behavior wasn't really speaking to me. College student journal, that might be interesting. It looks like that might present a different, you know, it's starting to take in college academics and things like that into account, academic achievement. I could do a whole research paper on that, video games and academic achievement, and if they're having any interference or not, or maybe they're actually improving academic achievement, because you never know. So I can scroll down and see the HTML text of the text. This one also provides a PDF, so that's nice too. And I can read and see if I'm interested in what's here. I'm seeing some data. That's nice. That looks good. I'm seeing it's a little bit more readable for me, so I'm liking this text. So now that I've located something that I might want to use, I have a number of options of how to keep it. I can save it by clicking on this disk, and then I can save it to my computer desktop. When I do that, I also might want to check out this Cite button, because when you click on here, EBSCO is really nice in the fact that it gives you the citation information for a source. So I'm going to scroll down and find MLA. Ooh, and I'm going to copy this. Doesn't look quite right because I see a bunch of all caps here, and nothing's in all caps in a citation, but it's close to correct. And so I'm going to copy this and I'm going to paste it into a Word document so that I don't have to kind of reinvent the wheel here, and I can just make the fixes that I need to make. And I will talk to you about the works cited page as we get closer to, but I want to be gathering this information. And in fact, my favorite way of getting this information is to, instead of saving it and saving the citations too, I'm going to email this text to myself. So I'm going to type in my email. And so it's going to send me the PDF or the link to the HTML full text, and that way I have it saved in my email. And then I can also change the citation format here to MLA, and it's going to send me that works cited information in the email that it sends me. And so I can just pull it from there when I need it, when I'm starting to put together my works cited, assuming that I'm using this, and then click send. So these are some really handy tools that EBSCO provides for you, because you will need to present the citation for all of the text that you use when we get to the research product, if you will. And so you can already kind of gather up some of these sources and use some of these tools to help you do that. So we are still in the initial stages of our research project. So, you know, I'm for right now, I want you to continue to be thinking about your topic. I want you to use EBSCO to help you see what's out there. If you remember from the video last week, the presenter was talking about how your research project needs to be debatable, so there's more than one point of view out there. So as you search, you want to make sure you're seeing different points of view about your topic. And then the other element he mentioned was it being plausible, which means there's enough information out there about your topic. And that might actually, just thinking about those two things as you're searching, that might actually help you narrow down what you're going to do as well, because you may discover that your topic is actually not that plausible. There's not that much out there. Or you may discover that there's not really a debate out there about it. There's just, you know, information. So thinking about that, and then again noticing the subject terms that can help you kind of vary your searches, all the different things that you could. I'm going to try aggression now because I just saw something that reminded me of that. Or I'm going to try academic achievement. So doing these different searches to see what you come up with and what appeals to you. Let your research guide you. So as opposed to predetermining what you're looking for, do some looking and let that be part of your process. And then I am asking you to let me know, and so you really do, by the end of this week, want to have a topic that you've settled on. And it may change, but I want you to, really start doing some of this gathering work. And so that does mean that you do need to make a decision very soon about what your research project is going to be.